Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to another scene set in Darkness in Dublin, Vampire the Masquerade. Tonight we set the scene once more, Francis and Monique. Francis, having visited Monique's place, to simply hang out with her, hang out with a clanmate. And talk about recent events. There's a lot has happened, a lot that he's not thinking very clearly on because it involves his emotional state being twisted against what he wants, but that is simply that. Francis arrives at Monique's place, fairly well dressed, but also fairly casually, and yeah, he arrives in his kind of fairly large Range Rover. Range Rover? Land Rover? I can't remember which one. And simply knocks on her door and is seen inside by her little maid.
Oh, the maid isn't here today.
Oh, good.
I still go open the door. Again, she's only wearing like a really high-end satin robe. Because indoors it doesn't wear much. She's French. So I'll open the door. We'll pretty much pull him in, and she's gonna pretty much jump on him and start kissing him.
Oh, he
Because she
kisses
missed
back.
him. Because he missed him for a few days.
Yes, she did. Well, needless to say, he catches her and kisses her back and kind of walks into the door, or walks into the house. And,
Then she was.
oh,
Oh, go on.
no, go on.
No, you go on.
um, he will simply say, well, how are you?
Well, I'm good. I actually want to show you something. Remember when we were talking about the thing we're going to do? Well, I did some work. I've done some chemistry back in university, so I silver plated some things, and I was thinking of making some silver bombs. Wanna come see?
Um, yeah. I actually needed to talk to you about that.
Yeah, we'll talk about it. But just come see, come see. So she will like lead him in the kitchen and show
Okay.
him like two pairs of silver plated handcuffs and some vials of liquid silver nitrate. And then she will show him like some Christmas ornaments, those old glass ones that were really fragile, but they're filled with silver nitrate powder. And she's like really proud of what she's done there.
You've been busy.
Well, we need advantages, don't we?
Not quite up to the same standard as the Squad B's bomb, but not bad.
Oh, it wasn't that difficult, honestly. I mean, I have access to chemicals for my work, so it's actually very easy to make silver nitrate.
I wouldn't know, I'm not a scientist, but clearly you are.
Well, no, far from that. But some basic chemistry we had to do. Who do use many chemicals in restoration, after all, or in trying to make pieces of art look old.
Hey, come here.
So, any news? Did you speak with that gangrel?
Yeah, that went south. She's compromised.
Oh, well, that does complicate things, doesn't it?
Hmm. I have to say, as much as I do like standing in your makeshift laboratory, I would like a seat.
I missed that last part.
He says, as much as I like standing in the middle of your makeshift laboratory, I would like to take a seat.
Yeah, yeah, I'm sorry. Let's go in the living room. And I walk out of the kitchen and go to the living room.
Mm-hmm. He
Really
sits
comfortable
down.
sofa.
Yeah, he kind of sits down, lounges on the sofa, wraps his arm around the waist of Monique, pulls her into him.
So, have there been any developments?
Well, the gangrel Stevenson, I think she's been touched by the red lister. Something in her aura. I think he has something on her that allows him to scry on her, and by extension, anyone around her.
Hmm.
Her
Yeah,
sort of
that brings a
eyes
great.
in her aura.
How can you see that?
I did.
This is disturbing indeed.
Then something happened. The swirling presence in her aura, the sort of black whirlpool with eyes, it shattered like glass, and she was awash in terror. And I told her to leave immediately, as I felt the Red Lister may be trying to deliver himself to where we were and start a confrontation. And well, we were in a restaurant in my domain, and I'd rather not have any mortals die in the crossfire. But she simply ran. She's
So, what is
been,
this guy's deal anyway? What
I
does he
don't know,
want?
but I intend to find out. That's not the only thing, though. Don't tell anyone, but Stevenson, this gangrel, is being tailed by Nosferatu.
Oh, oh, that's interesting.
Technically in breach of my domain, but they were acting in the line of duty as I was, so I overlooked it. I want to try and set a precedent that if one is acting within their role or under the orders of the court, then the issue
Hmm.
of domain can be
Are you
mitigated somewhat.
are you certain that they did not suspect that you two were conspiring?
Pardon?
The Nosferatu that were tailing her. Are you certain they don't suspect that this was an arranged meeting?
No, the meeting was arranged. They followed her to the restaurant.
Hmm.
When I saw them and I saw the presence in her aura, I simply changed the subject. I didn't tell her anything.
Hmm.
And rather, I pulled the Nosferatu to one side and said, "Hey, I have the situation secure. You can go." But then he said, "Well, I have orders," and I respect that. And it was rather me politely saying, "Hey, you're kind of, my domain without really telling me and actively hiding from me." But he's acting on orders, and he was there because Stevenson is suspect. So I told him about the situation, and he went off to get more Nosferatu just in case.
Hmm.
Uh, it, I don't know what's become of Stevenson now. I intend to meet with her in the next night or two, and sent her off to the Alice store for decontamination, if such a thing is possible.
Mm.
But the deal I gave her instead of what I was going to ask her originally was that she simply set up the blood hunted Anak, meet up with him, tell me where he is, and then, well, me and me and any other kindred available will go to that location and either destroy him or torpor him and send him to the Prince for judgment.
Mm. So this is not gonna end up helping us with the Archon, right?
No, but I've been thinking. I've always prided myself on my loyalty to the Camarilla and my clan.
Mm-hmm.
The more I think about it, the more I thought that this isn't an action I'd normally be doing. So when I took a good hard look at the situation and myself, and while I came to a conclusion that, frankly, to anyone else would be obvious, the simple truth is, just Carly Sin was trying to blackmail me. That's what she was trying to do.
Who
She
was
was
trying to
holding
blackmail you?
the one who started all of this, the
Mm-hmm.
one who tried to kill our Archon, the one I took a car bomb to save. Why should I be trying to assassinate the very person I risked my life for? Why should I believe the person who perpetrated this act?
Yeah, it's understandable.
I feel kind of bad because I feel like all of the effort you put in is going to go to waste. Uh,
Well, it's not like the silver expires or anything.
I I've already put you at too much risk.
Well, I I agreed to it. It's not like you forced me into it or anything. You gave me a choice.
But I should have never put you in that situation.
Ah,
I
it's not like I'm blameless in it.
I went to Madame Gill. I told her
Oh.
everything I knew.
Hmm. All right, so you're still alive, so I assume it went well?
She doesn't know that you know, but she forgave me with stipulations, which is unbelievably gracious of her, to be completely frank. She is well within her right to kill me for what I've done, and frankly, I feel awful about it, and
Uh,
I
I don't understand.
can't
Like
really
you
thank her
did it?
enough for the second chance. Um,
Uh,
he
I
kind
would.
of his face like scrunches up a little bit and he blinks. Um, I I am bound to her, and
Okay, well, that makes
there is
sense.
a brand on my chest. It's nothing too unattractive, but I don't think she'd ever risk spoiling me after all.
So he's gonna open his shirt and take a look at the branding there.
It's the French word for lost.
Well,
Perdu.
This is pretty ominous.
No, she forgave me. This is a mercy, a very generous, charitable mercy.
Well, of
One
course you
that
see it
I'm
that way.
eternally
I don't
grateful
think.
for.
Oh my God, I don't think there's anything I can say to really make you understand how wrong you are about this.
There's nothing wrong with this.
Hmm, many things are wrong with this. We have to figure out a way to make sure that nobody learns of this.
No, no, no. We kept between me and you and just a car. The very the right and honourable Jessica.
Could this affect you in your duties?
No, no. If anything, it empowers me in my duties. I have a renewed purpose, sense of belonging within the clan, and I am. She has again most generously offered me protection from the retaliation of the
Francis,
one who perpetrated this.
are you sure like what you did wasn't a crime? It
I
was because
deceived the
you're
Justicar. That is, I deceived my clan. That was wrong. I should not have done that, and I wanted to make sure you would be safe.
well, I thank you for that. But I do feel bad for your situation.
No, this is fine.
Of course you'd say that.
Yeah, I am.
It's the power of the bond. It's
He,
changing you.
he doesn't answer that. It's a bit miffed when he says changing him. Don't look down on me. I'm not that frail.
I wouldn't I wouldn't think so. However, Say is a pretty powerful kindred, from what I know. And I don't know that much. I don't know the extent of her powers.
I hope you never discover them. For if you,
Yeah, I hope
it,
so too, because I really wouldn't
you
want to be
would
in your situation.
you would most assuredly be on the receiving end. But I can assure you, she is as powerful as she is just and kind.
Ah, well, that's some mixed messages there.
No, entirely consistent. She's been
Yeah,
ever
very
so kind to me.
kind and just. Ah, I wish that this statement was true, because that one means he's not all that powerful, but he is.
She's given us a way out, Monique. We don't have to. We're
I
not
know,
digging
I
our
know.
own graves anymore. We can finally have a moment to relax and breathe.
Ah, that's true. I can
You don't have
appreciate
to
that.
throw yourself before an archon. Okay?
Yeah.
I I I did this for you.
That's a gesture that's a lot more than I had expected, honestly.
Glad to see I'm exceeding your expectations.
So, what does she see in his aura during this conversation?
Well, I mean, Madame Gill's been brought out quite a lot, so there is a fair amount of blue. It's a bit of orange. As the conversation turns away from Madame Gill. The blue remains. It's difficult. It becomes less amorphous and more directed towards yourself. Um, there's a bit of orange, but again, when Madame Gill kind of fades from his mind, but it's never really gone because of the blood bond.
Yeah.
Um, it turns more to light blue, uh, a light blue, a bit of deep red.
I have to ask you, um, regarding the marking and all this situation, does that have any, you know, future strings attached to that?
No, I'll be rid of it once I've proven myself. It's fine. It's just a marking.
Well, I guess we have that in common now. As he points out at the rose tattoo on her chest.
He kind of runs his hands along it. Tattoo's the new big thing in Clan Torrido.
Well, we could set a new trend here. We certainly can.
Is that not what we're here for?
I sure hope so. That would be very refreshing compared to the last week, which has been very, very daunting.
I think you're very refreshing, Minnie. He his hands kind of slide off of her tattoo and kind of to the collar of her shirt, and he just kind of pulls her in for a kiss.
I'm still moving as well. There's no resisting there. Have you noticed something? Something very strange is happening.
Well, no, didn't notice. Bit busy.
No, that's in character.
Oh no, no, yeah, he literally says that as he's kissing you.
I don't know, isn't it strange? Every time we're alone, we always end up naked.
Isn't that the point?
I mean, technically, she's already pretty much naked because she's at home, but you know,
I mean, Monique literally took off Francis's shirt.
to see the branding.
hmm No, he'll actually go to kissing her neck and actually bite her again.
I was just okay with that.
Yeah, roll self-control.
Yeah, one moment. uh, where the fuck is this? Oh, fuck. Oh, okay. What's my self control? Cool. Mhm. What difficulty are we looking at here?
That's difficulty 8
Mm.
to resist the effects of the kiss. It's actually in a really odd place in the book. It's like really early on for some reason.
2 successes.
Hmm. Well, it is
Though,
not entirely
yeah.
overwhelming, but it feels incredible. But she remains entirely in control of herself.
So, what would have happened if she wasn't, though?
Basically, what happens is the person effectively becomes paralyzed by the ecstasy and passion of the kiss. Is effectively what happens.
Oh,
That's what happens when you feed off of mortals, but mortals
yeah.
don't get to resist.
Oh yeah, because they're fucking mortals.
Yeah. So as a kindred, you're still at risk of the same effect, but you can actually roll to resist it.
Well, I guess I'll just enjoy it.
Hmm. I think it'd be safe to say we can fast forward 30 minutes just to get very intimate with each other.
Well, yeah, probably.
We can teleport. We can time skip about 30 minutes.
Yeah. So, so they're kind of like in a cuddling place, I suppose.
They're probably in bed just cuddling.
Yeah.
Hmm.
You know, I've been quite busy the past few days, and I actually managed to finish that painting of yours. Would you like to see it?
I think if it looks half as good as you, I'll be impressed.
I sure hope it does look better. I've put everything into it. So kind of get out of bed and drape her robe on.
Dressing gown.
Oh yeah, no, it's kind of like a satin robe, like Victoria's Secret or something. Something really
Yeah.
fancy, fancy and expensive.
Ralph Lauren dressing gown.
And she'll move to the door of the bedroom and kind of beckon him to follow.
He'll follow. He'll dress himself very lightly. Probably put some pants on.
Yeah, you don't want to offend the painting.
Yeah.
But anyway, they'll move in the studio, and you probably can link the painting in the Hangout, right, or something.
Yeah. One sec. Let me see if I can find it. Um. Let me just find the image and then I'll save it. And then uh, and then I'll post it on the minicam.
Yeah.
Just trying to find the largest variation. There we go. Okay. Saving. And I'll just, there we go. This is what has been, this is what Monique has created for Francis. An impressionist, a late 1800s, early 1900s impressionist style painting.
Yeah, with a reproduction of America's sad painting.
And what's your level of craft?
What?
What's your level of craft?
I believe it's 3. Let me see. Crafts. Where is it? Apparently I'm blind because I can't see where it's at. No, it's 2. 2. Wait, it's 2. I thought it was 3. Yeah, it's 2.
Only 2. What did you what were your successes on this?
What do I roll for that?
It'd probably be Dex Crafts. Actually, you
Okay.
know what? It's because Monique put all of her time into this. I'm gonna say it is. I will say it is an incredibly fine piece of artwork, and I'm gonna have Francis roll self-control. Oh, he failed, so he becomes entranced and enraptured by the painting.
That couldn't have gone any better.
Yeah, no, he succumbs to the old Toreador clan weakness. As he looks at the painting, he walks on up to it, he heightens his senses, he soaks in every detail, he very lightly touches it and takes in that fine texture of paper and paint. And he feels and smells the difference in the poppies. He smells the blood the Vitae used to make them, to craft them, to paint them. And he will just spend a good 5 minutes musing over this painting, completely in love with it.
That was the desired outcome, I suppose.
He kind of treats these spaces as just him and the painting, like it's just Yeah, and in his aura, I mean, it's just blue and deep red. There is nothing else but his feelings over this painting, which just it's kind of and they kind of swirl. It's an actual storm of emotion. It's he kind of goes from calm to excitement, um, to enrapturement, to gold. He's taken by the moment.
Wow, so you will allow him.
This kind of serene, picturesque moment in a country life, in a place that he'll never be able to see again, not like this.
So she will allow him his moment to enjoy it, and she will kind of walk behind him and embrace him from behind. Yes. So do you like it?
Hmm. I love it, Monique.
I'm glad you do. It's part of myself, and now you'll have it.
A part of you captured in my favorite painting. I could not have asked
Mhm.
for a more beautiful gift.
I'm certainly happy you're satisfied with it. I did do my best.
Thank you.
You're very welcome.
You'll kiss her, Miss Hanks.
What was the last word?
He literally just said thank you in a very
No,
genuine way. It was very.
no, after that.
Oh, he just kisses her as thanks.
Oh, okay. And she kisses him back, like, duh. And she will then cover the painting with a, what you call it, not a tarp, a fabric, so that it will be easy for him to transport. So, uh, do you have anything planned for the next few days that we can do? Now that we're free for a few days of worrying, I suppose we could do something fun.
We could. Actually, for the record, don't bother looking this up because it doesn't exist. There's a there's a resort not too far from Dublin. I was thinking we could spend a night there, unwind.
Hmm. Undisturbed from everyone, huh?
Mm-hmm. Like now.
That actually sounds quite lovely. I would surely welcome the change in scenery. The city's getting a bit stale.
It is. Unfortunately, I can't leave it for long. That's why it just has to be the night, and I, of course, have to look after Katrina.
Yeah, it's quite alright. I understand. and we do have a duty to her.
Responsibilities. Unlike yourself, of course, who was able to run around wherever she pleases.
Well, it's important that she's allowed her freedom while being
No, I meant you.
taught. Oh, what did I do?
You can run around wherever you please. You don't have responsibilities.
Perhaps not. Although, to be fair, I do have responsibilities, just not of the same caliber, perhaps, as yours.
Oh,
Well, yeah, I have just been mm, not very consistent with them.
sounds like you. Sounds like me.
Not quite. I suppose I have to uh, start helping out Delano a bit more with the restaurant because I have a bit neglected him for the last few days. I'm sure he'll understand, but I guess I have to be a bit more thoughtful.
So long as it's about me.
Well, it's not just about you, you know. It's been
Oh,
a difficult week, but you did occupy most of my time, and I'm not really regretting that.
I'm glad you're not. He'll actually pick up money.
Wait, how tall is he?
Uh, like slightly above the average height of your regular male. He's probably a little he is probably above average in height because he was a soldier. So
Okay, good, because he's pretty tall for a Czech.
yeah,
So that won't be awkward, okay?
yeah. He just kind of carries her to the bedroom where they can lie down. He just snuggles on up to her.
Also, I did something. I did remember that Le Sombre gentleman that gave me his hideous coat.
Ah, yes, the Lasabra anti-tribute.
Yeah, I did burn it. And I did get him a replacement. It's marvelous.
Well,
Pure
it
cashmere.
it better be. He's going to
Well,
fit in with the Camarilla. He best start with his presentation.
yeah, I agree with that. I mean, that coat was a sad excuse. I mean, I'm glad it was out of me. And I do hope that maybe he will in the future show some appreciation to the move. I mean, it was quite pricey, but he can't really put a price on quality, so I couldn't help myself.
I'll make sure he's very thankful. Hmm?
While we're on the subject, I do plan on meeting him to give him the coat. Is there anything you would advise? I really don't know that much about the La Sombra, apart from, the scary stories we all hear.
Hmm. He kind of looks up to the ceiling, and as he does that, he actually wraps his arms around Monique and pulls her into his chest. Well, It is true, they have the power to manipulate darkness. I'm not an expert on the subject matter, to be honest, but they are very dangerous. I've I know a lot of it for experience.
Well, I wouldn't expect him to make a move. I mean, apart from the fact that he seeks acceptance within the organization, I'm the Harpy's child. He wouldn't dare.
Hmm. And under my
But
protection. He kind
yeah,
of
but he doesn't.
strokes Monique's cheek rather affectionately.
He doesn't know that.
No, but you'll find out if he messes with you.
Oh, that I'm certain.
Hmm.
I wonder if we could use him in any way.
Oh, I intend to use him.
I don't know. At least this will be a positive goodwill gesture, I suppose. Perhaps we'll gain some of his trust and, well, on our part, I don't think we should be too involved with him. I mean, his presence here is still contested, I suppose.
No, but he's going to be very eager to earn his trust with the Camarilla, which means he's going to be very eager to help
Yeah,
me in
that's
my work.
true. That's true. And I suppose he could be an asset for us in the future.
Very much so. If I offer him the opportunity to prove his worth, as I've done for Miss Stevenson, and you reach out to him, I think he'll become very attached to Cantoriador very quickly.
I think we can do this quite easily. I mean, in a very vulnerable position at the moment, so I expect him to do whatever is expected of him in order to be accepted. So that leaves us a lot of room.
Yes, it does.
I was actually thinking of asking the Primogen to hold this meeting with this gentleman so I can give him this gift. If we're both there, I mean, it's an extra plus for us, frankly.
Maybe.
And we will more establish ourselves as being, a neutral party that they can trust. And that's our goal, isn't it?
Hmm. That said, I must admit, I do not trust him in the slightest.
Oh, yeah, neither do I.
There is still the possibility that he is an infiltrator like Spudgun, and, well, I would I would not wish for you to be put at any undue risk because we do not trust his affiliations with us.
This is exactly why I'm planning to do this meeting with the Primogen. If anything, the both of us together do stand a better chance. I wouldn't want to directly involve you because he might get jittery about it, you know?
Hmm.
I want him to feel a bit safe. That we're there as a gesture of goodwill and not threatening.
Of
Well, if the
course.
sheriff is there, it just raises suspicions and, you know,
Oh no, it means if you were to try anything, he would be.
well, yeah, I think that is implied. And besides, I don't think that he's aware of Flair's previous occupation as a harpy in Paris. I don't think.
No, no. It's a shame I never got to speak more with Fleur. I hate she has such a voice.
Yeah, I've heard the same thing. I just wish I had more opportunities to spend time with her. She's been quite busy.
I hope I get the opportunity.
Well, I'll certainly try to set up this meeting. I think her involvement is very important in this matter. We can establish a neutral ground, but remain safe at the same time. And I think our goal is very, very obtainable at this point,
I
at
think it
least with
is.
at least with this individual. Now, regarding the others, well, that will take some more time. By the way, did you have a chance to speak with Portia? Portia?
Not yet.
I guess I should actually ask Delano about this. He probably knows her.
Hmm,
I don't know if you would tell me, however.
depends on his mood, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, his mood, I suppose, can be swayed. I don't think he can stand seeing me pout, so I could try that, but. Or he could just see right through it and just lock me out, I suppose.
Uh, I think I speak from experience when I say I think there's anything a man can't stand to see you doing is pouting.
Yeah, but he's my sire, however, and he knows me quite well. I mean, it's not very easy for me to use on him the tricks that he told me.
True, but I'd say I know you pretty well at this stage.
Well, at this stage, I'd say you know me a little more in some regards.
Well, are you tempting
Like,
me to take a peek inside your head?
well, there's nothing there that will surprise you, I don't think. I mean, I've been pretty open about my life. Okay, maybe not the details, but even before my embrace, Alexander and myself were never at this level of intimacy.
I'm a bit more direct, it's true.
Oh yeah, I mean, it was strange. Like before my embrace, we were very friendly. We did party a lot. Don't get me wrong, we did fool around a bit, but after the embrace, it was a completely different dynamic. It was more, how should I say, parental, I suppose.
I can see how that would make things a bit awkward.
For a little time, I mean, we'll get over that pretty fast. And it's a change that I actually welcomed at that point in my life. I didn't have a very good relationship with death, seeing as I had lost my parents a few years ago before my embrace, and that was pretty defining in my life at that point. Certainly made things very complicated for me.
But you
You
pushed
see,
on.
I've always been an only child and quite spoiled.
Well, I didn't need to read your mind to get that.
Yeah, I'm not very good at hiding it, I suppose. But in any case, when my I was used to a specific lifestyle from an early age. And when my parents perished, that was pretty hard on me, not only emotionally, but also I could not anymore have the same lifestyle that I had before. Or so I thought at the time, because this is when I actually did some nefarious things concerning art.
Nefarious? You? No.
Well, I told you about it before. The nine our first meeting. Yes, yes, I did. I did
Mm,
some forgeries. Not very proud of it, but it did keep the wheel turning, I suppose.
I'm sleeping with a criminal, whatever has come over me.
Ah, come on, creating art is no crime. And to be fair, I was not the person directly selling them. I just created them and received compensation for my work. Now, okay, I'll give you that the work itself had some amount of deception involved.
Yes, you stand before the Sheriff of Dublin, Monique.
Well, that was before my embrace, so it would be out of your jurisdiction, sir.
I think you'll find quite a lot is within my jurisdiction.
Mm. Oh, wow, you're the sheriff of Dublin, and I was in Paris at the time.
Mhm.
Anyway,
Keep on making excuses.
I no longer need to do this. I wouldn't. In any case, I don't think it's necessary anymore. Not just because of my sire, but
But I'm glad
I
you did
think
it for me.
well, that's not a forgery. That's a reproduction. I don't give it to you under false pretenses. It's
It's
just
true.
something that you valued, and I wanted to provide you with it as close as I could.
You did.
I wouldn't dupe you. Not to mention, I doubt you would actually be able to be duped about it. I still have the suspicion that you did know the artist.
Maybe I did. A mystery for the ages.
Fine, keep your secrets. In any
So
case,
long
at the
as it
moment,
keeps you asking.
well then, my curiosity doesn't die that easily. And I
Curious.
would actually like to know, but I will let you on your own time.
If you're curious, let me show you a little trick I learned. I think you'll enjoy it.
Okay.
It's heighten your sense of feeling.
Okay.
He'll tip back her chin a little bit, and when she heightens her sense of touch, he will bite her.
I suppose this is going to be very, very intense.
It is ultra intense. Remember, you have to roll self-control to actually resist the kiss. So when you've actually when you stimulate that feeling, it kind of goes into overdrive. But you don't have to roll because he doesn't. He just releases you very shortly. He kind of he just kisses the wound clean.
Well, I guess after 200 years, you do gain some experience in the field, right? I like that. Do you want me to try it?
I was wondering if you wanted to learn.
Well, I definitely do. If you're going to be the guinea pig for that.
Oh no, I think you're mine. And yeah, he does the same thing again.
So how would you go about doing the same thing on him?
He would heighten his sense of touch for you, but you'd have to bite into him.
Well, yeah, I know. I don't have to roll anything for that, do I?
No, 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 it's reflexive. It's you just do it.
Yeah, so she'll bite into him then. Let's see what happens.
And I think with that is these tutorial have about as intimate experience as a kindred can get. Uh, is there anything Monique wants to talk about with Francis after the act?
Mm, I
Hmm?
don't know. Unless you have any subject on the thing, I think she'll just, you know, cuddle or something like that.
Francis, um, after their little play session, he'll yeah, he just cuddles her and says, "Wouldn't mind if I stay over, would you?"
I would actually demand that you do.
Mm-hmm. Good, because I was not going to leave.
I'm happy with that arrangement. And she kind of relaxes a bit more and rests her head on his chest.
Oh, I'm going to be forging connections with Dublin's elite soon, with the help of your sire.
Oh,
Mm.
that's very interesting. I should be using him more in that regard.
You had 16 years to do so. It's my turn.
Yeah, I know. I just I was focusing more on my own work, I suppose.
Mm-hmm.
To be fair, he didn't push me much until we came in Dublin, so now I have to catch up.
Yeah, I wonder
And
why. I wonder why now. Maybe it's all part of. Maybe this is all part of his dastardly scheme.
maybe.
But if you ever have need of the connections and influences I find in control, you know you only ever need to ask.
I'll certainly do so. I want to ask you something. I mean, okay, I do know him much better than you do, but this matter perplexes me. It's about the tattoo. Do you think that he was aware of this whole deal? Do you think that perhaps he even asked the Tremere to put that thing on me? Sometimes he's very difficult to read.
I think Stalheim is a very independent individual who tends to do things his own way and does not necessarily ask permission, more so that he asks forgiveness.
Okay. I don't know what to tell Alexander about this tattoo, however. I mean, now I know what it does.
You don't necessarily need to tell him anything.
What if he
Although,
notices the missing petal?
well, maybe tell
I
him
mean,
what it does. Maybe tell him you
or
experimented. That's not a
or
lie.
I'll just play it, or I'll just play it off that I didn't notice and hope that
Mm.
he believes me.
His hands just kind of flutter around your collar, your your collarbone where the tattoo is. Hmm. Yes, just tell him you experimented. Now you know what it does.
Well, let's just say I'm not gonna tell him anything unless he asks me. Well, if he does, I'll have to give him something.
Yes. Just tell him what it does and that you
Yeah, but I,
experimented with
I
it.
really don't want him to know about my deal with the Obsidian Lantern.
Oh no, don't tell him about the Obsidian Lantern. Just tell him you
Yeah,
did a
I'm
bit of
not.
experimentation. And that I happen to be present so that if anything went wrong, you'd be safe.
What do you think he's gonna think about that? I'm sure he will know about our situation. I mean,
Maybe, maybe not. Maybe you ask my assistance as an honored clanmate, and I am all too happy to provide as a loyal member of the clan. It's not a lie, it's true. I'm loyal, and I was all too
yes,
happy to assist.
that is true. But he's no fool, you know.
No, but you can still play people like they are. I don't want to be
Yeah,
unfair to Delano. He's a good man, he's a loyal member of our clan, but as you say, this should generally remain between us.
I agree with that. However, we'll have to be prepared for the possibility that he figures it out. I don't think that he would really uh disapprove per se.
Just tutorial fooling around. It's hardly unheard of.
Exactly. Yeah. I surely don't think he would uh require pre-approval of whatever we want to do. That would be funny.
I'd like to
Tragically
see him
funny.
stop you. I don't think he can be.
I don't think he would. Like, he never really uh stepped on my freedom. He has been very fair, as long as, of course, I'm being loyal and quite agreeable. So,
Hmm.
I haven't had much trouble.
Is your ghoul coming back?
Who's coming back?
Your ghoul, your housemate.
Ah, well, not for the time being.
I was just hoping she wouldn't be too surprised.
Don't worry, she's not gonna be coming in unless I tell her so.
Good. Good to have someone to guard the place while we sleep. It's smart.
I generally prefer to not have her around. I mean, she's a housekeeper, and that's about it. I I try to keep separate from my employees or whatever you want to call them.
You may want to train her to be a bit more than a housekeeper if she's to be your ghoul.
Ah, well, I don't know if that would help much.
Teach her how to be a
If I,
people person. Teach her how to defend your home.
well, I could hire a better fit for that role, I suppose.
But you've already fed them your blood, yes?
Only once. I don't know how necessary it will be.
What if she cleans the place? Find yourself some ghouls.
I guess I have to do that. It's
Pardon?
just that sometimes I guess I have to do that. However, I understand that sometimes my aversion to most people is it's being an obstacle to my advancement.
I didn't see you as particularly obstinate towards me. Quite the opposite.
You're not most people.
It's true.
And in any case, you even if I didn't feel a certain attraction towards you, you're still a member of my clan and a member of my species, so I wouldn't show you anything else. We have to keep a certain face on. I suppose that's the tough part with our kind.
And I feel like I'm quite an exception considering you showed me quite a lot of yourself.
Yeah. Well, I need.
Well,
I have to
mm-hmm.
explain something. I think. Like,
Oh,
I don't know how to, but remember that night on at the park.
mm-hmm.
Well, that was very special to me. That I could see the flowers and the light playing around. And as much as a good sire as Delano has been, he never really did something like that for me or with me. He was more like a mentor. And that was really a very special moment for me, and I appreciated you from that moment on. Apart from that, I also liked our little game and our discussion about art.
Mm-hmm.
I don't often get to do that. Not many toreadors around. And there's the other thing. I mean, apart from, despite you having the experience that you have and the strength that you have or the position that you possess, you still have an air of humility about you when it comes to all things artistic. I suppose perhaps you have been snubbed by other toreadors for this fact.
I yes,
But
because
this is
I
some.
am not an artiste. I am considered a poseur by the clan in spite of my services to it.
Well, yeah, this is something that I actually appreciate. I think humility is a good thing. Keeps you grounded.
First time I've ever heard that from a toreador. It's been 200 years.
Well, I haven't been a toreador for that long. Maybe it hasn't tainted my soul yet.
Oh, it's definitely there.
To be fair, I have been a toreador before my embrace, just not by blood.
There you go. At this point, Monique and Francis probably begin to feel a bit tired because the sun's going to come up fairly soon.
What's gonna happen soon?
I'm just playing up the narrative that Monique and Francis are probably going to feel a bit tired as the sun's going to come up fairly soonish.
Yeah, I'll probably pass out.
Hmm. Francis, can you see him flex his neck? He gives Monique a light kiss. You feel tired too?
Indeed, I too. Been a very busy couple of days.
Hmm. We're very busy around each other.
That's true. It's quite exhausting, but exciting.
Dare I say you're a lot of fun.
I honestly didn't hear the last word.
He says, dare I say you're a lot of fun.
I'm glad to hear that.
He'll wrap his arms around her and pull her in. She was kind of like, well, actually, she was probably already lying on his chest, so he just kind of wraps his arms around her. Probably turned over to the side.
Yeah, kind of squeeze, I guess.
Good day, Monique.
Well, good day, I suppose.
Good day. Get used to it. Should I say good morning?
Yeah. Everything's opposite.
We'll see you tomorrow.
That I will.
Yeah. They'll probably just cuddle until they fall to the day sleep, and next night they'll wake up in each other's arms as we all end the scene there. Thank you, Claire, for playing Frank Watchers watching. We'll see you all next time. Goodbye.